when you start talking about faith and science and evolution, blood pressures start to go up in certain circles. And so it can be hard for pastors to feel like they have a safe environment where they can just share some of the things they're learning, share some of the things they're thinking about.
Many sides of the conversation have compelled us to segregate the two in order to be able to study either faith or science with any measure of success.
The fact is many people in our country are not very knowledgeable about modern science. And particular pastors we know are focusing on their day-to-day lives, they're busy people, and may not often have the opportunity to spend time thinking about science, philosophy of science questions, just to discover for themselves how faith and science interact, and most importantly, to learn about what's going on in science today. So we've got the opportunity to invite pastors each summer to Gordon College and have a week to just spend immersing themselves in learning about science and faith.
It's for people who are curious about the world and about what the world is telling us, right? And there are lots of ways in which the world tells us things, and Scripture is one, and science is one, and how do we make sense of the world?
This opportunity allows pastors to come, meet real working scientists, talk to them, scientists who are believers, who are Christians, and see and take away a lot of the fear maybe and a lot of the worry that's out there. So we've purposely chose to limit the class to a small class size of about 20. That worked out well because we get to know everyone. They all came from all over the country. We had one from Canada, and they flew in. All the costs were covered by the grant, so they didn't have to pay anything to come and do this.
Part of what we were really intentional about was creating a space that was safe enough to ask difficult questions. So we started with that. And we had pastors thinking about, you know, where was a time in your life when you had to ask something that was difficult, and what made that possible, and who could you go to in your own life that you could ask somebody something that was just a little bit on the line, and I'm not sure what people are going to think of me. That's what we want to create space for. Pastors need some place that they can go and be curious and be questioning and be safe in that. So we created agreements about the way we talked to each other and the way we approach each other, and not trying to persuade anybody about my belief or your belief. It's really about asking a question and listening to what other people have to say.
It was good, at least for me, to have a community where I could talk about some of those things and talk about it with other people who were really wrestling with those same questions.
It's so easy to tie your faith to the science because we've been told that. Here, one of the powerful things is don't do that. Faith and science, two different worlds, doesn't mean that you don't appreciate and respect the science and you don't appreciate and respect faith. It just means that you can't build your faith on science.
You are not alone. There are others out there who are wondering these questions and having these thoughts and a desire to dig a little deeper, and this is a task that is not beyond your grasp. And there are tools out there, there are resources out there, there are people out there with whom you can explore this together.
If you want to better understand your world and how to apply your faith to your world and how science and faith interact, this is the place to look, because it is safe, it is confidential, you're here for the week, and you have to work for the week. And if you do the work, it's well worth the investment.